Welcome to another edition of From the Frontlines. I'm joined today by James McNeely, principal at Guerin High School. Good afternoon.
Hi, Tammy. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you.
Hey, I wanted to touch base with you and talk a little bit about winter sports. We are in the throes of winter sports. I'm almost certain no one thought we'd get this far into it, but we're almost at sectional time.
We are. Yeah, we had wrestling sectionals were last weekend. We got girls basketball sectionals this week and this weekend, and then boys coming up here in just a few weeks.
Wrestling too, right?
Wrestling, you said? Yeah, wrestling had their sectional last Saturday, and then the regionals will be this Saturday. Yeah.
How's it going so far?
So far we made it pretty unscathed through the winter athletics season. We did have a couple instances where we had some outbreaks on teams, or we had a case and a team had to quarantine because of close contact. But yeah, for the most part, we were able to get through that. A lot of that was centered around Christmas break time, which helped, which gave us a nice little break in there. And we were able to to get to tournament time, and hopefully as we continue through this that we're able to stay healthy. I think every school administrator or anybody associated with kids throughout the state, our worst fear is that somebody's season, or even worse, their high school career is going to end on quarantine, as opposed to on the court or on the mat or in the pool or wherever it is that they compete. And we've been really lucky that we really haven't had that happen. But I know there's certainly plenty of kids in the state that has, and it just breaks everybody's heart that's how things have had to end. So yeah, prayers that everybody stays vigilant and we stay healthy, and so that they can finish out their seasons the way that we all want them to.
I know a large stretch of that season was under the red advisory level, so that had to be difficult. We've moved now to orange. So what does that mean for capacity at your athletic events?
Yeah, so orange, the restriction for athletic events is 25% capacity. So it kind of depends on the venue. Now we're a bit of a smaller gym, and so really our venue is that we can accommodate parents and siblings, and that's really it. So for our winter sports season, we haven't been able to have student sections. We haven't been able to have kids attend or open it up to the general public. It's certainly been sad, and something I hope we don't have to do. Indiana's known for their high school basketball and their packed gyms and their big student sections and their good rivalries. And it's been a little different this year, but we're getting
through. I was going to ask you, what's that like going to a basketball game with very few, if any, spectators?
Yeah, it's kind of like going to a middle school game or going to a freshman game. Where you just kind of get the parents there, and that's about it.
What other kinds of things do they do? I mean, sports specific, to make sure that they're keeping the kids healthy as they're participating?
Well, I think every coach and athletic director, is trying to get that message out there to their teams that we've got to, continue to stay vigilant, and even with numbers going down a little bit, which is great to see throughout the state and throughout the county, that we don't want to see anybody's career end because of a quarantine. We want to make sure that they're doing everything they can to, avoid eating out with big crowds or mixing. A lot of times it's just the kids. I mean, it's just the basketball team, trying to stay together so that they're not, intermixing with a lot of different groups, especially like at people's houses or at large gatherings or things like that. So I'm really proud of our kids. They've done a great job, and they've really responded to the challenge. And to be honest, it's a lot of times it's been the leadership of the kids on the team, the captains, the seniors, the other kids who said, "Hey, this is my senior year. I don't want it to end this way. I need you all to be careful and be vigilant so that we have the opportunity to complete our season."
Yeah, I think sometimes as grown-ups that we forget just the leadership positions that even our kids can take, because they so badly want this for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
What about spring sports? I mean, we're almost made it through winter. I mean, those guys with spring sports last year, they lost a season entirely. Think we're going to get it the end this year?
They did, yeah. I feel really bad, for them having to lose that. We talked about that. Baseball, softball, all those seasons didn't even get the opportunity to step on the diamond. So, yeah, obviously things look good. I think winter was probably the season that everybody was most concerned about. It's where we have all the indoor sports. It's where I think most most pediatricians or people in the medical field said that's where we're going to see the highest spike, the number of cases. And, again, we're almost through it. So I think if we could make it through winter, we can do spring.
Well, like you mentioned, softball, baseball, golf, our spring sports tend to be more outdoor sports anyway. So, yeah, I mean, if we can get this warmed up and get them back out on the fields, it looks promising.
Yeah, our only indoor sport is boys volleyball, I still feel good about that one. And then we've got there is an indoor portion of the track season which was canceled, but they'll still get the opportunity to have plenty of outdoor meets.
Fantastic. Again, James McNeely, principal at Garin High School. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome.